Hello everyone! So today I'm going to be doing another video in terms of how you learn information more efficiently and how you can revise better. And this one is about taking notes. Now, one of the things that unfortunately people don't like to do much is taking notes by hand. They rather not take them at all or write on a computer. Now, if you're not taking the notes because you're listening to something and then you're going to take notes by hand later on, that is fine. However, if you are taking them by writing on a computer or not taking at all at that time and then later, that's not going to help you. I'm going to include as well here the link of the research, of one of the researches if you want, but this can be seen in several websites as well, okay? So why is it better taking notes and doing it by hand? Well, if you have a laptop, research shows that you have more of a tendency to get distracted. It's very easy for you because you have so many things on laptops to go on a game or to go on Facebook or any of these things, even if it's just for a minute during the lecture. That already stops your brain from the learning process, okay? Then, because you can write slower, or actually because you can type faster than what you would have done, oh my god, because you can type faster than write, that's better. Using a laptop will make that you're going to transcribe information without even thinking about it. You just write whatever you see, whatever you hear, because you can do it faster, so you do not have to be selective. On the other hand, and as well for laptops, because you are transcribing stuff, you may get more completed notes, so you can have more notes in terms of number of stuff that you wrote, but when you're writing it, you're not processing the information, okay? So you have more stuff done by the end of the lesson, for example, but you did not process the information. However, if you get handwritten notes, this is what happens. Because you are slower than typing, it's more useful in the long term because you need to select the information, okay? So students that were taking longhand notes were forced to be selective about what they can write. Why? Because they need to be selective. They need to see, I cannot write everything that I'm listening to, so what am I going to pick? What is important? And as you're doing that, you are processing the information, okay? And this is beneficial for you. And also, because you are slower, this means that as you write, is actually the same as you reading information 4 times. You are thinking about what you're writing. So it makes more sense to you, okay? And then the other thing is, there is this thing called encoding hypothesis, and the hypothesis is that when a person is taking notes, the processing will improve the learning and the retention because you are thinking about what you're writing. Even if you don't think you are actually thinking about what you're writing because you're doing it. So that is going to stay somewhere in your brain, and later on when you're going over the notes, is easier than reading them for the very first time, okay? And then it's known as well by research that if you are writing in hand, you process the information better, okay? You have less information, which can be a downside, but you are processing that information a little bit better, okay? So, while on the computers you can have long notes with a lot of information in, when you're doing it, you are not really processing the information and you can get easily distracted. With handwritten notes, because you're writing them down and it takes you a while to write them down, your brain is processing the information, okay? And it's easier for you to retain the information, okay? Also, you need to be more selective. You cannot write as much as what you can type in the same amount of time. So even in your revision, even if you're thinking about doing revision on the laptop, is again, because you're not writing it down, within the same time you can write less, so you are more selective about what you're writing. More stuff about the research. The research saw that if we are thinking about very quick, simple questions like remembering facts, there was actually no difference in between typing and handwriting stuff, okay? However, for conceptual application questions where you need to talk a little bit more, you need to give some detail, you need to have some information and to process that information and to describe it back, the people that were using laptops, they did much worse than the ones that took hand notes, okay? Also, before tests, so this was before in a test without any revision. Before the test, they gave students the opportunity to review their laptop and their handwritten notes. So at another day, they did it the same, but one pair or one group would read it on the laptop, the other one would be reading on notes. And the hypothesis was, well, maybe on a laptop over a long term, so if you don't have the test straight away, is better because you have more information written. But again, the students that took notes by hand performed much better, okay? And this is again coming back to that stuff. If you're writing it down, you need to think about it. And even if you don't believe, you are actually retaining some of that information. So it makes it easier for you, okay? So all of this to say what? If you are revising, if you want to learn new information, avoid typing stuff and avoid reading alone, okay? What you should do, the best way, is by going and writing them handwritten. You can do diagrams, you can use flashcards, you can write notes. Is whatever it works better for you, but as you are doing it and as you write down, it has the same effect as you're reading it several times, and your brain is processing some of that information already. And when you're writing and reading it back, actually instead of writing, when you're reading it back, it's already making more sense into your brain, okay? So all good things come from handwriting your notes. So give it a go, especially if you are about to learn new information, okay? So I hope it helped. Take care until my next video. Bye!